Like my friend Anita Krishna in Canada, she worked for a global news or a big news network. She started to ask just regular questions. She's like, isn't that what we're supposed to be doing? We're a news organization. Isn't that what we do as a news organization? And she got fired for that, of course.
Crazy.
A friend of mine used to call me the question meister. This was a long time ago. I'm always like, why is this happening? Anyway, listen, folks, I was just going to do a little video to gather my thoughts about election day. Today is obviously US election day, and thinking, okay, when will we know who wins? It's obviously going to be a long time. I don't think it's going to be tonight. So I was just doing some research and putting my thoughts together. And then I go onto Twitter and I see this. 2 Georgia polling stations have bomb threats. Georgia polling station, Russian bomb threats to U.S. polling station. Now, this is all subsided now. They've sorted all this out, so this is over. But what happened? Just remember Georgia. Remember that this happened in Georgia, and I'll explain why. But on election day, 2 polling stations in Union City and Fulton County, Georgia, were temporarily disrupted by non-credible bomb threats. What do you mean by non-credible? But okay. The Georgia Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger, identified Russia as the source of these threats. These incidents led to a brief evacuation of the locations for about 30 minutes, but voting resumed shortly thereafter. Because just as I showed you off the top, it looks like things are kind of slowly getting back to normal. Election officials are now seeking court orders to extend voting hours at the affected sites. So what does this mean? This means there's going to be delays, right? Delays in Georgia. And when I was on X, I saw the Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger, address the press, and I thought it was weird. Just watch this guy carefully.
We've heard some threats that were of Russian origin, and so I don't know how to describe if that's viable. We don't think they are, but in the interest of public safety, you always check that out, and we'll just continue to be very responsive when we hear about stuff like that. We identified the source, and it was from Russia.
Can you elaborate on that? What kind of threats?
As he said, it's a bomb threat.
So, Russia, and you're confident of the Russians did it?
Yeah, just like we had the DDoS attack on Monday, October 14th, 420,000, pings, denial of service from Russians. So we added that interface that said, I am a human, I'm not a robot. So they're up to no mischief, it seems, and they don't want us to have a smooth, fair, and accurate election, and everything they can get us to fight among ourselves, they can count that as a victory. So that tells you a little bit about the Russians. They're not our friends. Anyone that thinks they are hasn't been reading the newspapers. Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness. I found several things that are very bizarre about that, but because I'm on a censored platform, I really don't know what I can say. But he's like, yep, it was the Russians. You're not reading the newspapers. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, but yep, it was the Russians. Gosh, those Russians, right? I thought that was very bizarre. But another thing that also happened today, which is also slightly curious. So remember, that was Georgia. Now this next thing is Pennsylvania. So I'm going to just show you this. You might have heard about this by the time you watch this. Pennsylvania. Okay. Reports are coming in from Pennsylvania that voting machines across the western part of the state are experiencing issues due to problems with their flash drives. Okay. Machines. Here is the machine. Machines are reportedly failing to scan ballots, with poll workers saying that these will be scanned in later. Okay. So, yeah. So 2 problems already in Georgia and in Pennsylvania. And so now I'll go back to what I was originally going to do, what I was going to talk about. And I'll tell you why I think those states are important to keep an eye on. In the US election, obviously they have the electoral college, right? So each state is worth a certain number of points, and you need a majority of these points, 270, to win the presidency. They say right now Trump and Kamala are at 269 and 269. That might have changed that, don't quote me on that, but I put that in the last video because that was the latest that I saw. So you need a majority, you need 270 to win the presidency. But the thing is, they still have to count the mail-in votes and they still have to count the in-person votes. And the problem is that some states might count pretty quickly and some states the count might be slow. And so we're not going to know by tonight. There's just no way. But to keep your eye on a couple things, the battleground states, there's 7 battleground states, like the swing states. So North Carolina, and looky here, Georgia is one of them. So some people predict that between 10:30 and 11:30 p.m. Eastern time, if they win in either of these states, that looks good for the presidency. But another thing is, another state that they watch very carefully is Pennsylvania. So Pennsylvania is a crucial state because by law at 12:01 Eastern time, so 1 minute after midnight, counts in Pennsylvania must publish how many mail-in ballots aren't counted. So they've got to cough up that information so you can sort of do the math from there. And that's generally a good predictor of who might win the presidency. But now if they say there's problems with voting machines in Pennsylvania with the flash drive, and now we've had a delay because of a bomb threat in Georgia, those are the 2 sort of battleground states that are crucial to who wins the presidency. And already the media is telling us how buggered up these are already. So tomorrow, you might know more from Michigan and Wisconsin and Arizona and Nevada and things like that. So these things, yay. But my sense is that people are excited. People are mobilized. People are voting. Here in my own province in BC, we never had so much early voting take place. So nearly 1 million votes were cast during advanced voting. Elon Musk, this is really interesting on Joe Rogan, what he had to say. You can tell he means it. I think he's saying it from the heart. I believe him.
Swing states, and everywhere will be like California. There will be no escape.
That is so insane.
This is the final. This is it. This is the last chance.
Has anybody tried
And
to
I
push
just want to
back?
go out and vote. Vote like your life depends on it. Vote like your future depends on it, because it does. This is the last chance, man.
Wow. Yeah, he is serious. And people are doing it. People are voting. They are taking it seriously. Let's look. Well, I'll just show you. One more thing here. Sorry for this. People are lining up in Pennsylvania. I mean, let's just take a look here. Here's some voter lineups. This is miles long line to vote at 7 a.m. this morning in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. That's awesome. This is voting double wrap line somewhere in America. I don't know, but you see all the people, right? People are, oh yeah, look at this. Virginia. People do care. People are voting. People are invested in this. We're doing our part. We need the people at the top to do their part. The candidates, are doing it. They're doing their part. But what's the snag? Who's causing these snags? But we'll wait and see. We'll keep our eye on this. Thank you for watching this video. I'll be back with more because there's just so much going on, more even about what's going on in BC. I'll see you tomorrow or a little bit later on today. Thank you for watching. If you like what I'm up to, please subscribe and like. And I love reading your comments, so fire away with the comments. We'll talk to you soon. We'll see you next time. My YouTube channel is Anita K808, and just search my name on Rumble, Anita Krishna, and you'll find me there. Okay, take care. I'll catch you soon. Bye.